Hey guys, Ian Woodhead here from McDonald Property Group. I thought it would be a good idea this month to send out a monthly video rather than newsletter. Two main reasons really. Number one, it saves me reading through my grammar and realizing I sometimes sound like a 10-year-old child. And secondly, it allows you to put a face to the name, hear my annoying British accent, and potentially turn the video off now if you so wish. If you're still with me, fantastic. Let's get on to this month's topic, which is the right of first refusal. This is a condition we're starting to see enter the marketplace a lot more now. It's starting to balance out. So before I go into that, just give you some context of what it's going to be about. Let's go back to the market we've just seen over the last 2 years, the seller's market. It's been crazy, buyers not being able to get into the market, not being able to protect themselves with any conditions. But even in that seller's market, agents have still had to set up a strategy if somebody needs to buy and then sell, or sell and then buy. Even though the market's been crazy, the strategy's been pretty simple. The buying's been the very difficult part. So once we had an offer accepted from our buyer, we would issue a 90-day completion date, which would give us ample enough time to then get their property ready to market, listed on the MLS, and then it would sell between 1 and 7 days. And let's be honest, regardless of what properties look like, whether they were clean, whether they were staged in that period, everything's sold. Now we're starting to see everything balance out a bit more. It becomes a little bit more delicate with the strategy, hence the right of first refusal. So I'll slow this down a little bit. The right of first refusal is when a buyer puts an offer, a conditional offer, on a seller's property based on the sale of their home. Once they do this, that seller can still keep their property live on the MLS. Other buyers can then visit the property and other buyers can still offer on the property. If that seller then wants to accept another offer, the seller would then have to go back to the first buyer and issue them a 24 or 48-hour window, depending on how that condition was written, for them to either waive the condition and go firm on the house or cancel the offer completely so they can accept the other one. So because this gets a little bit more delicate, I'll just explain things if you're on the buying side, how to protect yourself, and on the selling side, how to protect yourself. So if you're looking to buy a property but you need to sell and you want to put an offer in that's based on the right of first refusal, make sure your condition's written so it gives you long enough to sell your property, but not so long that the offer gets rejected. Other things to also be careful: make sure your property is ready to go to market within 48 to 72 hours. Make sure it's been, if necessary, professionally painted, cleaned, staged, photos, marketed, etc. Gone are the times of 2 years ago where you can sell a property with chips under the couch, a few rats upstairs, and it goes for 100,000 over asking price. That's not going to happen anymore. Your property has to be very appealing, otherwise it's just going to sit on the market. From the selling side, something you've got to look out for is once you accept an offer of the right of first refusal, other buyers are probably not going to come and look at your property as much, just because they're probably going to think, oh, I don't want to look at this property. I don't want to get my heart set on it. I don't want to put an offer in for them to go back to the first buyer and then lose the deal. So that being said, if you do have an offer of the right of first refusal, not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're either selling by yourself or you're selling through an agent, your agent should get in contact with the other agent on the buying side, make sure the house is ready to go to market within, between 48 and 72 hours. But another really big one here is to get the agent or yourself to look at the comparable properties and make sure they're selling it at market value. Because if they're, let's say, for example, selling a townhome that's worth 600,000, but they want 800,000, you're already now tied into a 90-day conditional period that's going to stop buyers coming and visiting your property. And ultimately what's going to happen, that condition is just going to fall through. And the longer your property is on the market, unfortunately, what happens is agents look at it, members of the public look at it and think there's either something wrong, it's less desirable, which ultimately results in less money in your back pocket. Hopefully that kind of tidied up what the right of first refusal is and it wasn't too confusing. If you guys do have any more questions on it, please feel free to drop me an email, give me a call. I'm happy to explain a bit further, okay? Have a nice day, guys. Thank you.